Mm.
Good.
Test. Jason, how we doing, brother?
Doing good.
Awesome. So we're up against tight timetable. You're rock and roll.
Yep. Number 6.
Yeah, we're on number 6. Yep.
Yep.
All right. Here we go. Going live. And
You just do.
it's about 3 seconds here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Capital Gains Tax Solutions podcast, also streamed on Expert CRE Secrets podcast, where we believe most high net worth individuals and those who help them, they struggle with clarifying their capital gains tax deferral options. Also, sometimes struggle clarifying how to develop an achievable outcome you can plan for and expect, either as a sales consultant, as someone who's helping other high net worth individuals, helping people buy and sell real estate, exit highly appreciated assets. And so today I'm with Jason K again. We're in part 6 of this series, which is a NLP coaching practice that we went through together and some training with success coaching. And we are going to dive right into today's topic. And you can go back to learn more about the other 5, which is developing an achievable outcome you can plan for and expect. Please welcome with me, Jason K from Boulder, Colorado. Jason, how are we doing, brother?
Doing great. Yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. And so today, and by the way, last week we covered linking professional value. So if you didn't catch that, go to the YouTube channel, Capital Gains Tax Solutions or Expert CRE Secrets, and learn how to link your professional value so you can close more deals. You can help and bless more people with the gifts you've been given, and whatever it is that you're selling and you're helping people with. And today we're talking about collaboration and goal setting, or better way to put it is achievable outcomes. So let's kick this out, Jason. Achievable outcomes are NLP, the way they put it, filtered and upgraded goals, not just goals, because guess what? A goal is what, Jason? What is a goal?
A goal is something you aim at, but the outcome is something you plan for and actually expect. And that last piece is critical, that expectation.
Absolutely. So enough target practice here. We want to really help you plan and take action. And so we're gonna compare and contrast keys to achievable outcome. There's emotional goals and there's a planned outcome. So Jason, let's start with that first one. An emotional goal might be ambiguously stated. When we say that, what do you think the coaches we got coached meant by this?
Well, that's when you hear that, that's something, gee, it'd be really nice if. I'd love to someday. It's kind of nebulous. It's kind of dreamy or up in the clouds. You don't have a firm date or concrete. It's not specifically stated, which is what's critical. That's what you're looking for, is something specifically stated.
I remember like the friend zone, right? When you're like, if you might be asking a girl out or whatever, or she's trying to ask you out, Jason, right? And you're kind of like, yeah, it'd be good to get together, or you might say something like, yeah, let me check, right? Or let me see, or in sales context, it might be, hey, you want to set that next meeting to talk and to go through the thing? Well, let me give that some thought. There's nothing that's really concrete. It's hard to get your arms around, and let's contrast that now with planned outcome. What is a planned outcome, Jason?
So, planned outcome in that is specific. So using that example, it's like, oh, we should just get together sometime. In the back of my mind, when I hear that, it's, and we're never going to do anything unless it's in my calendar. I know that. So that's the difference between a planned outcome. So if I don't want to see that person, it's like, yeah, great, let's get, I'll reach out to you and we'll figure something out for the future. If I want to do something, it's, hey, I know you don't have time, but let's just put something down in the calendar. Otherwise, it's never going to happen. And great, let's meet at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning and we'll go for that ride.
Absolutely. So it's something that's specific. And so as consultants, as real estate professionals, as anything that you are trying to help someone else with, you want to make sure you have a specifically stated planned outcome, which leads into the next emotional goal, which is based in affirmations versus the planned outcome is based in written and expected outcomes. So what do we glean from that, Jason?
So if you do affirmations, I have an affirmation: I am a magnet for many easy and lucrative deals. There's no planned outcome there, though. Does it happen? Do I get lots of one and dones? Sure. But a planned outcome is written down and expected. So that's more like, tomorrow I'm going to be driving down to Colorado Springs to meet with, to do. It's very specific. So that's kind of the difference versus being more ambiguous versus explicit. On the next piece of that, it's, instant gratification. It's like, well, why are you eating that ice cream cone when you're trying to lose weight? Well, it feels good. Okay. But now you have to go spend an extra couple hours in the gym working it off. So the whole point on this next one is balancing that instant gratification versus, on the other side, what time is required. So can you give another example of that one, Brent?
Yeah, I would say for sure instant gratification. I think it's especially when we're in sales, like we're making those calls or we're setting those meetings or we're getting that listing or we're helping people, exit highly appreciated assets and invest their wealth into certain things. It's like if we get that one deal done or even get that call and move that deal forward, the instant gratification of like, oh, okay, I think I've achieved it for the day versus putting in the time that's required to repeatedly do the steps necessary to move your business forward in a way that's not just based upon emotional feeling or instant gratification of, oh yeah, I did a good job on that last deal, that last call, or whatever, that last video. What is it that we're doing? We got to focus on the written expectations based upon a planned set of activities, whether that's 2 hours of cold calling, whether that's 2 hours of follow-up, whether that's 2 hours of creating video content. It's focused time that's written out that has an expected outcome to move your business forward. For me, it's building systems, honestly, Jason. It's like, how do I spend time with my systems design architect, which is her name, another word for operations management, really specifically designed for, and by the way, the words we use and the titles that we have are very important, right? And how much time are we spending building this system so we can automate, so that we can go back and serving the client at a high level and giving us their highest and best, which leads into the next emotional goal. No plan, just do it, right? In other words, you just kind of, cowboying, you're just going to go for it and just see where the day takes you, versus action steps are required, often sequential, right? The detailed, for me, it starts miracle morning in the morning for myself to get my mind, my heart, my body, everything right, get my energy right, get my focus right, planning out what's the most important thing for today. In other words, one thing is emotional. I hope you guys are getting us, and the other thing is practical and tangible. One thing is unmeasurable. One thing is measurable. One thing may include others. And I think this is really good, Jason. This last piece. And then we say may include others, right? Might be dependent upon somebody else. The other one is for self only. We're fully at cause. So what does it mean to be fully at cause or taking extreme ownership?
So, this all sort of wraps up together. So when you look at this, and this is something a newbie agent does. I don't care if you're commercial, residential, almost every newbie agent falls into this trap. I've got a deal, I've got to work the deal. Yes. While you're working the deal, you also have to, here's the rest of the stuff you need to do. So all of a sudden you have another deal behind it versus, oh my God, there's nothing in my pipeline. So it's making sure that you have that whole thing and you're not looking just at yourself and you're doing something that's measurable. For me, it was, have I made my phone calls? Here's my list. I have my 20 calls I need to do. Have I done them? No. Well, guess what? This doesn't weigh 800 pounds. So go pick it up and make your calls. Check it off. Well, it's after dinner. So what? That's the point. That's the whole point of everything here, is so you're fully immersed and you're doing, because when you do that, that's when the magic happens.
Absolutely. When you're fully at cause and we're taking responsibility for the outcomes of the goals that we've set, that are the emotional goals, the vision that we have, we're gonna see tangible moving forward. So let's dive into developing an achievable outcome. So number one, we want to elicit the specific outcome. So again, this could be for yourself and or for the person that you're working with. What will you see, hear, and feel when you know that you have achieved it? So this is a great question to ask somebody that you might be working with that doesn't necessarily have a clear vision for what they want their B to be. Their B to be is where they want to achieve, where they want to be at the end of the time they've spent with you or the service that you provide. A is where they're at. And so what we're asking here is, Jason, what will you see? What will you hear? What will you feel when you know you have achieved the outcome you're looking to achieve? Talk about the importance of helping people to have that clear vision of the other side of the outcome.
Well, you want to make sure when they answer, because you first of all have to make sure you say, see, hear, and feel. You want to hit all those different senses. You want to pay attention to how they answer coming back, because that's their primary mode of sensing the world. So if they go, oh, I absolutely hear you, it's going to sound like, now you know that they're auditory. So definitely hit on that auditory. You want to hit the other senses, because if you hit all the senses, what happens is it really becomes fully visioned in someone's mind, and it becomes real. It makes it compelling. The whole goal of this is motivation.
Yeah, and it's connecting the emotion with the desired outcome, right? And mix and moving and inspiring action towards that, right? And like you said, making it compelling and motivating as possible, which leads into the next thing: get real with your present situation. And this is basically coming to grips with what's really going on. Where are you really at? What are really the problems that you're struggling with? What's truly the desired outcome? In other words, there's enough motivation and pain. I know for me with capital gains tax solutions, a lot of people call me sometimes when we start talking about tax. And sometimes it could be $1 million of tax liability. Sometimes it's 500,000. Sometimes it's 30%. Sometimes it's 50%. Sometimes it's 25%. And I ask them, and more than just the percentages, I just say, what would it mean to you to pay that tax? Like, how painful is that going to be? And sometimes I'm willing to do a little bit smaller deals because it means so much for them and the family, and their desired outcome is so clear that they just like, I can't imagine paying this tax for, I'd want to really invest it and I want to grow it, at least pay the tax today, right? It's deferral, it's not tax avoidance. But the point is, there's a real tangible, inspired, like, I'm compelled to do planning and to go through this process versus, I could pay the tax, I could not pay the tax. It's kind of there. Tell me what you have to offer. So talk about the importance of working with people that are truly inspired and motivated to have a clear desired outcome, Jason.
Yeah, the whole point of this is you're trying to build a bridge from where they are to where they're going. And the first thing on building a bridge is, where are they? The next thing is, how big's the gap? Are we talking a little gap, or are we talking, a big gap? It really depends. So if it's a big gap, you need a big bridge. If it's a little gap, you might not even need a bridge. You can skip over it. So that's kind of the whole point here. Then what you need to do is discover your evidence. How will you know that you've achieved your desired income? Your desired outcome? That's basically the other side of the bridge. So you have where you are right now, and then you have where you want to go, and then the bridge connects the two. And
then there's evidence along the way, right? So as there's like milestones or markers, right? And you're saying, how will we know the evidence that we are achieving that? Let's plan for that now. Let's see that now. Because guess what? During this time period of when you list the property with me and we sell it, there's going to be a lot of emotional roadblocks, things that are going to be feel like brick walls that want to make you want to give up, make you not want to push through, overcoming false beliefs. If it's too good to be true, for us, it's, too good to be true. My CPA would have known about it. How do I know it's legal? I saw this notice out there on the internet. I saw this blog post about this person. All of these things that are the reptilian brain that's like survival, something's wrong. Well, let's remember why we started, what our desired outcome is. And let's work through those so we can push through those challenges for yourself, Jason, representing people helping buy and sell houses, right? There's so many things. There's interest rates. There's the economy. There's wars in the Middle East. There's the election. There's so many things, right? Well, what's going to help us move past those things to get your truly desired outcome?
Absolutely. And some of it is you have no control over it. Some of it is you can say, is that really important? Yeah, it's an election year. Okay. What's the outcome of the election going to do for you? How is that going to change? Well, that influences interest rates. All right, so I've got this question for you. If you buy now and interest rates go up, what are you going to do? I'm going to be happy I have my interest rate. Okay. If you buy now and interest rates go down significantly, what are you going to do? Going to go refinance. Okay. So why would that stop you? And that's kind of the conversation that you need to have, because some people don't understand, if I can afford the house now and rates go down, that just makes it even more affordable.
And this is a great question to ask. Do you truly want the results this outcome will create in your life?
It's overcoming the barriers that they throw up that they might not realize really aren't barriers at all.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do they truly want the results this outcome? I mean, we got to ask us this every day, right? Do we truly want the results that of our business, of how we can help people, that and the outcome that will create in our life, right?
And this flows great into the next one, which is, who is responsible for your outcome? This comes back. Are you fully at cause? Meaning, are you taking responsibility for what you can control? So it's like, well, I can't really afford that house anymore. Interest rates have gone up. Okay, well, let's look at this. So you have a fixed amount that you can spend out of your paycheck every month on a home. Can we restructure the loan so you can get the same home? Put less down or put more down to decrease your payment. Oh, hey, why don't we change the type of loan? All right, well, if you really can't, that means we're buying a less expensive home. Okay, yeah, let's do that, because I'm really not comfortable with the other pieces. It's not up to me. It's not up to Brent. It's not even up to you as an agent to figure this out and tell your client, this is what you should do. It's guiding them so they can make the choice, so they can be responsible, because let's face it, I'm not going to have the rental income. I'm not going to have the rental property, and I'm not going to be living in the house. And neither's Brent.
Exactly. It's your decision, right? We can't play the principal for you. We can only be the broker or the guide to help you make great decisions, give you pros and cons to different options, and to come alongside of you to support you. But ultimately, it's your decision. So are you certain that you're the only person in charge of your results? And if you're a business professional listening to this, are you certain that you are fully at cause? Are you choosing to be intentional about who's responsible for the outcome of your business, of your success? Are you at cause? Which leads into the next part, which is establishing resources. What personal resources do you already have that will aid in you achieving your desired outcome? So it's kind of taking an inventory of, where are my supports? What coaching am I receiving? What masterminds am I in? What client referral? They might give me some referrals. Like, what are the things that I actually already have at my disposal with my resources that can help me with my desired result? And from the client's perspective, right, you might have that CPA or that financial advisor or that that commercial real estate broker or luxury realtor, or whoever that person might be, that could help you and guide you along the road. For us, it's against the Deferred Sales Trust. It's also multifamily investing, different things like that, and some brokerage as well. But all of those things connecting, like look at who's around you. Realize that yes, you're fully at cause and you're responsible, but also there's people and probably in your life that if you ask the questions to, you could probably help aid in moving forward. So who do you know that has already achieved your desired outcome? You might have friends or family or other business professionals that have achieved the outcome that you're looking to achieve, right? And what resources does that person have? What kind of things did they do? Keep it simple and just imagine you already have the outcome now. This does go into the visualization piece of it. And assume that you already have that outcome. What other resources perhaps could you use right now to help you achieve your desired outcome? Which leads into the next one, which is using positive language to finalize your desired outcome. Jason, what do you think about that?
So again, if you notice the trend here, it's what do you specifically want? So we're getting to specifics. It's make it concrete. Take it from the nebulous to the real. The other piece here is, if you've noticed, we're always using positive language. There's no negative. It's like, well, I don't want. It's like, no, I want at least 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2,000 square feet, 2-car garage. Okay, the whole point is when you start using the positives, your subconscious, which is the filter, which we've talked about in the past, goes, okay, this is what you're looking for. So subconscious is scanning all the extraneous stuff out because you can focus on only about 128 bits of data and your subconscious is processing 2 million or something like that. I mean, we're talking multiple orders of magnitude. So that's why you could walk down the street and all of a sudden see something you haven't seen before because that reticular activator has been activated. And, like if you've just seeded your lawn, you've never heard the word fescue, and then you see it 3 times in the same day. This is the same thing. This is what you're trying to set yourself up to do. So the whole point here is write your desired outcome as if you've already achieved it in the present tense. So that kind of sounds like it's now, insert the specific date, August 21st, 2023, and I have achieved tax deferment of $1 million selling my rental property because Brent is such an amazing broker guy. That type of thing. That's what you're looking to do. Because when you do that, what you're doing is you're programming your subconscious to make it look for ways to make it already happen because your subconscious believes it's happened. So let's make it happen. It's a neat trick.
This is so powerful, right? It's turning on the part of the brain that perhaps we have been, either suppressing or not using or not activating because we tend to be on the other side of the brain, which is so focused on the worst case scenario. Well, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Great. So what do you want is so important. What do you want? Let's focus on what you do want. We understand you don't want that. And we're talking to ourselves and to the potential client out there. But understand you don't want this poor outcome, right? And you're here because you do want to sell that business or that asset or move into that next property. So let's focus on what you do want that positive thing to be. And then let's set a clear goal by a certain date. You've achieved X, Y, and Z because you were fully at cause, because you spent the time and the energy to bring in the resources that you needed to help you to guide you through the next part of the decision, because you got your credit in order, you toured those properties that really were the ones that were going to fit the school system you're in, the bed and bath that you wanted, the walkability, the lifestyle you wanted to live by your friends, by your family, all of those things. Write that out. And it's as simply as reviewing that and taking those small next steps actions, which, by the way, we've only gotten through just half of this, developing an achievable outcome. We're going to be back next week for part 2 because we are out of time. But I want to encourage you to take action right now to write out what is a desired outcome for whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. And it could be personal, it could be financial, it could be business. And imagine it's now 30 days, 60, 90 days, write out that date. And I have achieved the desired outcome because of what actions are you taking, what resources are you unlocking, what books are you reading, which coaching are you receiving, and that's going to help you. What teams are you getting along with, right? Or what rooms are you getting in with? I think that's just so key. This is what we're trying to practice even right now. We took the coaching and we said, Jason and I said, how do we make this thing actionable? We received so much amazing information from Eli. And now how do we actually kind of even grasp it even more and own this thing? This is why we're here, to be accountable to one another and to hopefully share some kind of inspiration with you. Jason K, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
Best way to find me is via cell phone, text, or call 720-626-8416, or shoot me an email at jason@homes-in-boulder.com.
Amazing. Jason K, thank you so much. And if people want to get in touch with me, you can go to capitalgainstaxsolutions.com. That's capitalgainstaxsolutions.com. You can also expmastery.com as well. Jason and I are both growing our teams, him in Colorado and across the country, us in California and Florida now across the country. And so if we could be of any service to you, if you're looking for a potential new team, we'd love the opportunity to see if it could be a great fit. And or if you're exiting any highly appreciated asset of any kind for yourself or any of your clients, go to capitalgainstaxsolutions.com. We also appreciate everyone at Expert CRE Secrets out there. Hopefully you're taking these sales skills and these secrets to grow your business. Thank you so much. We will be back next week. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye. All right. Good job, brother. Yep. I got a back-to-back on 2 podcasts, so I'll see you next week, brother. Okay.
All right. Okay. Later.
Bye.